Now, no one knows whether a recession will or won't happen. That's just a guessing game. What we do know is that we need to prepare appropriately. And if you're a business owner, make sure that you're taking the appropriate steps to protect yourself and protect your business. So there's two concepts I'd like to cover today. The first concept is having enough cash. When recessions come around, some businesses are highly sensitive to a recession. Some businesses are less sensitive to a recession. You want to make sure you have enough liquidity to get through a tough economic time. So we all went through COVID a couple of years ago, and we saw what a situation like that could do to a business. So we got a taste of it. For those of you that have been in business through 2008, 2009, we felt that even heavier in an extended recession. So if we are to see a recession, you want to think about what impacts could happen to your business and how much capital or cash you may need to have as backup reserves. Generally, personally, I tell people to have 3 to 6 months worth of capital in the bank for your business. If an big economic hit came to you and you cut expenses and you changed the way that you operated to function, how much cash would you need? And talk to your CFO. And if you are your own CFO, think through that scenario and say, how much in reserves would we need to cushion us if revenue were to decline by our estimates or overhead were to need to stay the same? Figure out what that number is and try to have that money plus a little extra, maybe a little 20 or 30% extra to pad it just in case an economic downturn were to happen. Part two is for the money that you don't need for your business. What should you do with the excess capital that may not be needed for your company? This relates more to your investment strategy. Now, we're in a period right now which looks like it's going to be highly inflationary. When you study the history of markets or economies through high inflation periods, you tend to find that asset prices increased. So when inflation kicks in, you want to be invested versus sitting in cash. If you sit in cash, you likely are going to lose money to inflation each year. Your money's deteriorating. If you own assets could be stocks, real estate, commodities. Those assets tend to go up in highly inflationary environments. So if we're in an inflationary period right now, you want to have your assets working for you, but only the assets that you don't need to operate your business. So step one, have enough cash for your company. Make sure you pad that cash to cover yourself through a tough period. Step two, make sure that your excess capital is invested in assets, whether that's further in your business, in the market, in commodities, in real estate. Make sure you're owning assets for your excess liquidity.